The following production is brought to you by the Talkin' Buds Leaf Show.
Here we go, Talkin' Buds Leaf Show, episode 324. I'm really happy they won on Tuesday against the St. Louis Blues because I know I say all the time that the Leafs being in despair is really good if you're doing Leaf content. And you know it's true. Anyone who does Leaf content that's watching this. But I just was not looking forward to coming on here again and just running through the same complaints over and over and over. So at least we have some different things that we can talk about on this episode.
Yeah, I don't think those complaints are going to go away. Like, we could probably still complain about those things that you're referring to, but since they got the rock bottom dub, you can start to, you don't have to be so somber today.
That's right. Let's start with the press conference held by the general manager yesterday. What were your thoughts on this? I thought this was a whole lot of nothing. And I'll preface it by saying, if you watched our last episode, you're very aware that I'm looking at Brad through kind of a different lens now than I have previously. So what was your takeaway from listening to him yesterday?
My takeaway was he looked lost up there. He looked flummoxed. He actually looked like he thought the team he assembled at the start of the year, it was pretty close to a Stanley Cup contender. And he had no answers, and he looked really pissed off and angry, but also someone who knows there's really not much he can do to improve his team other than players internally playing better or somehow destroying your farm system even further to get somebody. Like, it just looked like a guy who just needs his team to play better for him to feel better.
Yeah, he had a bit of the Berube, I don't know what's going on look and vibe to him. The biggest headline was that he called the team vanilla. That was definitely the thing that made the most waves yesterday, which I think has been a pretty accurate description.
Yeah.
They've been bitten by the injury bug really bad, man. Like obviously, you look at other teams around the league, they're not the only one dealing with injuries, but like 2 minutes before the start of the game yesterday, Nyes isn't playing. And you look at the lineup they iced last night against St. Louis and are probably going to ice again on Thursday against Columbus and a similar one Saturday in Montreal. Like, that's just the reality of what's going on right now.
You know what? I don't hate it. I honestly don't hate it. I don't know about you. I'm already kind of looking past this season. Like, I know we got a long season to go and we're going to ride the wave. Don't you worry. But I'm already kind of looking past this season. And I think it's not a bad thing to see what you really have in terms of the guys you can call up, because as we know, they don't have a lot of pedigree. They don't have a reputation of guys who are going to come up and make a difference. But I don't know, man. You look at the Toronto Blue Jays, Addison Barger couldn't crack a lineup for 3 years. Bunch of guys get injured, and he ends up being probably the third most important bat of the regular season. So it's just, I'm not saying that somebody's going to do that, but you don't know until they get an opportunity. And I don't know if you want to get into last night. I don't know if you want to like get into like what I saw from those guys.
I think, what does it say? This is why I'm so down on Brad Treliving right now, okay? What does it say about the roster you've assembled that a guy like Troy Stecher comes in here, who was put on waivers by the Edmonton Oilers, a team that also has not had a very good start to the season, and he comes in here and is immediately noticeable because he can simply move his feet. It boggles the mind how slow this hockey team is. Same thing with a Jacob Quillan. Like, the guy comes up and he looked like he was flying out there.
Flying. And his first period, his first couple shifts, I've never seen a guy with more energy in my entire life. He was flying all over the place, man.
Brad talked about enthusiasm yesterday, and these guys came out and they played with some jam and some enthusiasm and some juice, like you and I always say. And it's just like my takeaway from the St. Louis game was you got to call some more of these guys up. I know that's going to require Brad to do some salary cap gymnastics, but get Dakota Joshua off the fucking ice. Like, get Calle Järnkrok off the fucking ice. Like, get these guys who can't move, can't do anything. Dakota Joshua is the slowest hockey player I have ever seen. Like, get him off the ice. Give some of these young guys who have something to prove, put them in there, especially now when you've got like 7 guys out with an injury. And just like that's how, like, it's unbelievable the difference it makes when you have people in your lineup that can skate. It's like, I can't get over this Troy Stecher thing, man. Like, the Oilers looked at Troy Stecher and were like, nah, we're good. See you later. He comes one game with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He looks like Bobby Orr out there simply because he can move his feet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what Brad Treliving got wrong in the construction of this roster was just, you want to try and be heavier and tougher, but all that ended up doing was making you slower. So,
yes.
I mean, that's kind of what the consequences is. Stecher, it shows you how bad their defense is, man. Like, like their defense is it's hurt, but it's like Simone Benoit is not having a very good season.
No.
Like, he's not. He does not look very good. Jake McCabe looks like he is so over his skis in the role he's playing. It is out of this world. So anytime you can inject anybody who brings something different into that defense, it's going to be noticeable.
100%. Same thing with Quillan. Like, put him out there. Guy can skate up and down the ice.
Yeah, this is where we're at. I love how we were like just game 7 against Detroit, against Florida, and we're 1 game away, and we're having a good series, and now we're talking about Jacob Quillan and getting some ice time because this season's a fucking disaster.
Because it's just I can't watch Dakota Joshua take another shift.
Rob, you got 3 more years of him at 3.25.
Oh my god, I can't watch it. Like, the guy is he's the most brutal one. I'm sorry. What like at least you can throw Järnkrok out there to kill a penalty every now. Like what are we doing with this guy?
Yeah, Max Domi's
another one too. The thing I'll say about Max is their injuries keep requiring Berube to use him at center, and you've said it 10,000 times on this show. He's not a center.
But if you look at his career so far, it's like he's just always leaving you wanting more. Like, no matter where he's playing. So yeah, it's kind of sad how we've gone from kind of rolling through the regular season to now we're talking about guys we've never heard of before getting ice time and showing some speed and some physicality. Like, oh my goodness.
Just sitting here talking about Troy Stecher like he's a Hughes brother.
Yeah.
Like, my God, man.
It's bad.
Yeah, it is bad. It's just, I'm just looking at Brad Treliving yesterday, and I'm just like, dude, like, I don't know if I want you be like steering the ship. Like, if we're gonna go and do like a Boston Bruins on the fly retool, I don't know if you're the guy. Like, I don't know. You gave Dakota Joshua that contract.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like getting on him about the whole like Carlo thing because we were all happy about it. And it was a year last year where they won the division and they had the goaltending where if they were able to get by Florida, they could have gone on a run. So it's like, I think that's hindsight 2020 shitting on him for the Carlo deal, but man, his off-season acquisitions.
Yeah, we need to
brutal.
We need to make a pact on this pod from now on. When someone gets hired, we just love a shiny new toy and get so excited.
Well, but also in fairness, and I think you and I were definitely in the camp where we were very sick of the Kyle Dubas shtick. And what I've learned in the last couple years is, which is like, why did I need to learn this? All you need to do is look at the fucking team that's won the Stanley Cup the last 2 years. It's like you have to have a mix of guys who can move and have skill, but also guys who are difficult to play against. And you can't go too far in one direction. It's like Kyle Dubas was too far this way, where he's going out and getting Dennis Malgin and trading away Mason Marchment. And Brad Treliving is gone too far this way, where he has assembled, I am not joking, the slowest, most unskilled defense core I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And
Brad's version is not
arguably nearly as fun to watch.
Yeah.
Do we owe Kyle an apology a little bit?
No. It was just being in the moment. Like, I'm sure one day we'll look back and we'll be like, we'll be more fond about what happened in that era, because they were a wagon for a while and they just flamed. I think it was just the fact they lost in the first round so many times that just like tainted it. Like, if they just kind of mixed it up a little bit and won a couple more rounds, you'd look at that a little more fondly. But that team Kyle Dubas assembled just like couldn't compete with heavier teams in the playoffs. But this Brad Treliving team can't compete with, like, they're not. His version's like the bigger, tougher. At least they're not bigger and tougher. They're small.
Dude, they're touch and go.
They're not a big team, man.
No, and granted, yes, they've got a shitload of guys banged up, but they're touch and go to beat the worst team in the league last night.
Yeah.
The St. Louis Blues are at the bottom of the league, and they're
I thought they had two very good periods. I thought the Leafs played very well in the first two periods, and it's nice to see. Like, I know the eye test is one thing, but it's nice to just look at the basic metrics and be like, okay, they actually have more than 20 shots on goal going into the third period. They have more shot attempts. They have more time in their own zone, like, or in the blue zone, and then the third period they kind of fell off a little bit. But yeah, I mean, at least they got a point out of that game.
Ryan, the holidays are here, and that means it's the most wonderful time of year to save with Rakuten. Use Rakuten to stack cash back at your favorite stores on top of holiday sales.
That's savings on savings.
With Rakuten, you can get cash back on gifts for everyone on your list, from toys for the kids to kitchen gear for the person who loves to cook, to electronics for everyone.
You can even save on something for yourself.
Just shop the stores you love.
Like Expedia for my next trip, a Dyson to clean up my home, or Best Buy to buy a new hard drive.
And cashback is automatically added to your account, and you can choose to get paid via Interac e-transfer, PayPal, or check. Join for free today and get a new member bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.ca, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's Rakuten. Terms and conditions apply. I've got a take I want to lay on you here. I don't know if you've noticed in the last week or so, week and a half, as much as they downplay, it's not happening, Craig Berube is definitely feeling the heat and is definitely concerned about his job. You don't have the meltdowns on the bench like he's having. You see the video, I think it was on Monday, of him absolutely letting them have it at practice for just not winning battles and not being first on pucks, so on and so forth. And I think he's playing a dangerous game with William Nylander specifically, because he's singling Willie out a lot. And Willie puts the puck in his own net at the start of the St. Louis game. I don't know what he was thinking there. He just kind of batted it in midair and batted it into his own end. And the best I can come up with is he's in his head trying to remember all these things that his coach is up his ass to do. And I've actually seen some other shows too, clips of other Leaf shows talking about how, he needs to up his defensive game and all this kind of stuff. And my thing is, he's never been that kind of player. He's never going to be that kind of player. And I think Craig Berube needs to be real careful that you don't piss off and alienate your best player. With all due respect to John Tavares, who's been fantastic, William Nylander is your best player and he is the one who drives your offense. And I think you need to be real careful with chewing him out at practice and chewing him out every time he comes to the bench and staring him down. And I want to go as far as to say, I want to see you fucking do that to Austin Matthews when he comes back.
Yeah.
When Austin Matthews comes back, sorry, Ryan, when Austin Matthews comes back, and if he takes a shift off in the D zone, I want to see you fucking going at him on the bench, because William Nylander is going to be here a lot longer than you, pal. So I think you better be careful with the singling out of Willie. He is your best player, full stop.
Yeah. Well, he just got that reputation. Like, he can, like, take criticism and be better out of it. Where him and Mitch just, like, were the opposite. Where it's like, we don't say anything to Mitch or Austin. We don't want to upset them. I agree with you, number one. It's the old style coach thing where, like, yeah, it's effective. It's like the old style coach is, like, good for a year or two because they come in, they drill sergeant, they kind of iron out all the deficiencies, and then the act gets tired after a while. But I look at it as a positive for Nylander. Like, for him to just respond all the time and still not have a reputation of being, like, a difficult dude after getting, because he always kind of takes the brunt of it because he could take it. I actually kind of respect him more now because it's just, that's actually a leadership right there. Yeah. Which you said, go after Austin. Like, Austin's the captain. If you really want to set the tone, like, if Berube's idea is, like, go after our top players to play better and that will just trickle the way down through the lineup, then, like, Austin Matthews can't be left off that as either.
And I'll admit, I am bringing a bit of a bias. I'll show some self-awareness here and say that I am bringing a bit of bias to this take because I'm just fucking so irritated with Austin Matthews these days. Like you're fucking hurt again. Like, we have no clue what's going on. Again, we're playing this fucking guessing game of what's wrong with him. Berube, he'll be back in a couple of days. Didn't skate for a week. He's on the ice yesterday, and it's like, is this what it's going to be? Is this what it's going to be until his career as a Leaf comes to an end? Because, like, I'm tired of this. And another thing, a lot of people get on the organization about, it's so secretive how they treat the injuries and stuff. No, this Austin Matthews situation, this is all him, okay? Austin Matthews was really fucking mad during the pandemic when Steve Simmons outed him for having COVID. And since then, he has had a policy where nothing gets out. And listen, at the end of the day, it's your choice. And I'm just a guy sitting here on a podcast. But it's just, like, no timeline when he's going to be back again. Like, we're here again. I'm so frustrated with this. It's like, either settle back in and go back to the player you were, or this organization needs to have a conversation about what the future looks like with him, because this is insane, man.
Yeah, it's kind of concerning where you're in a game that's a little bit more physical and you kind of get roughed up a little bit by a big guy, and then, like, that's all you can take, and now you're done. And yeah, his health is a major concern. And yeah. I don't necessarily have an issue with them, like, not saying anything, but when it's, like, this chronic over a year period of just, like, there's clearly something pretty serious with this guy. Like, it'd be nice to kind of know what that is after a while.
It's his
like,
back.
if it's,
we all know it's his back. Everybody knows it's his back. Everybody knows that's why he went to Germany. Again, it's never officially been confirmed, but all you need to do, like, okay, let me correct this. It's heavily speculated that it's his back.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's very
an injury that can take a long time to heal. Yeah.
Because for a big dude who you want to play, like, a tiny bit more physical, and he's a big dude, you always want more of that side of the game. Like, you get bumped by Sidorov, and now you're, like, who knows how long this is going to be? Because last year it looks like it was going to be like a week, and then it was a while, and then he came back and he wasn't the same.
That's why I'm so frustrated, Ryan, because we're back here again. It's like, it's not just like, he tweaked something, he's going to miss a game or two, he's skating, he's trying to work through it, blah, blah. Nope, he's just gone. He's just gone. We have no idea. Berube's got no answers. Treliving's got no answers. Another thing, too, on this just gone injury front, where the fuck is Anthony Stolarz? Like, we sat here at the beginning of the year with this guy going, Joe Woll's AWOL. We don't know where he is, and Stolarz is all on his own. Now, Joe Woll's here. We have no idea where Anthony Stolarz is.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on with this organization? It's insane.
Yeah, maybe it's just one of those years, man. It's just one of those years where it just seems like things aren't going to go right. Things aren't going to go right because you look at that list of dudes that you mentioned earlier who are injured, and it's a long list, and it's not.
Yes, and it's important,
it's not
guys.
Good. Yeah, and they look fragile.
Yes,
it's just like I know Chris Tanev had a pretty serious thing, and I hope he's okay. But don't know. They just seem really fragile mentally. They seem fragile physically. There's just everything's just really just carrying like an egg with them right now. It's very strange.
And so this was like we kind of deviated into Matthews and Stolarz there, but like to come back to my original point, stop picking on Willie. Stop. Like Willie's Willie. He's an elite offensive player in this league. He's never been someone that is strong on the defensive side of the puck. He's like, just let him do his thing. I think Craig Berube is playing a dangerous game by singling out William Nylander because you like on 590 and 1050 in the last couple of days, they've had a lot of St. Louis Blues reporters on who talked about the end of Craig Berube in St. Louis and like how it ended with Jordan Kyrou specifically, who was asked about it after Berube got fired. And he was like, he's not my coach anymore. Like, so it didn't end well there. So it's like, learn from your lesson last time and don't piss off, in my opinion, one of, if not tied for the most important guy in that room, along with John Tavares.
Yeah. And if he goes down, it's curtains for this team, man.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's curtains.
Same thing with John Tavares, man. Like you know what? We need to sit here. We've always loved Johnny and we've always supported Johnny, but we have had our moments over the years where we've been frustrated with his speed and we've questioned like the amount of money he was making and all that stuff. John Tavares has given you and me and anyone who ever criticized him ever a big one of these right now because he's been fantastic. You could go as far as to say, in a season that's been pretty bleak and pretty chaotic, what has been the best thing about this team this year? John Tavares.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And that play he made in overtime last night was pretty spectacular. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's having unbelievable. A great year. And honestly, I'm not really surprised by it. Like, that was the whole point of him taking less money to have less pressure, and it's just all gravy for him now if he just keeps playing like this.
You see a lot of people in the comments on our videos and on our socials and other people's videos saying, like, put the C back on him. It's like, guys, he's been amazing since they took the C off him. Like, he has been, he's gone to, when we used to criticize him, that was when he was the captain. Since they took the C off him and he's just been able to kind of fly under the radar a little more and play his game, he's been electric.
The C.
Yeah, you just don't buy it.
Don't buy the C, man. I really don't. I don't think your leader has to wear the C, man. I really don't think like that's a thing. I don't.
I think that's all.
I think it's such a silly thing to discuss. You're wasting your time, in my opinion.
I bought into it, and I'm learning now. Like it's not all it's cracked up to be.
No, it's just a way to sell new jerseys.
Yes,
like, I don't. Your biggest leader can just be a guy on the fourth line who's a badass. Like, I don't think Tom Wilson has to wear a C to be like a leader on the Washington Capitals. Or
that's true.
Corey Perry doesn't wear a C. I'm sure that guy's the leader of the LA Kings right now. Like, I just don't think it means anything.
Yeah. I want to touch on it one last time. We kind of brushed through it there. Man, it's nice to have Joe Woll back.
Yeah.
It is nice to have Joe Woll back. It is. Like, he made a few saves in the St. Louis game that it was like, there we go. A save. Thank you, Joe Woll.
Well, it just makes you feel more comfortable that a starting goaltender is finally back in the net. So, because they're Stolarz out. I don't know what the hell. I mean, that's every team, though. Like, every team is in a bad spot if their top guy goes down, but I'm happy he's back. He looked pretty decent, and I feel a lot more confident with him in there.
Like, you have talked about it a lot, and I just feel like we have to keep revisiting it because I'm just so fascinated by the state of the league. Like, we're sitting here, the sky is falling, and there are
3 points out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, 3 points out of a playoff spot. And, like, do you think this is good? Like, do you think parity like this?
Actually, they're 2 points out of a playoff spot.
Yeah. Do you think parity like this is good? Because this is what all leagues are going for right now, is to make everyone feel like they're in it. And I'm kind of in the middle on parity like this, because on the one hand, we're sitting here being like, hey, man, it's been a pretty shit start to the season, and I don't think this roster is very good, but they're 2 points out of a playoff spot.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think like this parity isn't a result of all these teams being good. It's a result of all these teams being mid as hell. Like that's why the league is like this. And you can say the same thing about the NFL right now. It's the same thing. There's no team that is like really great.
I think the only upside to parity is just like near the end of the regular season, maybe. You just have more fan bases involved, and it's better for the owners, I guess, because they have people still coming into the building for like a playoff race. And it's the only time I think parity's decent. Like right now, the whole league is just kind of like, I have no idea who's good. I have no idea who's bad. Like, I have no idea. Zero. Like, are the Chicago Blackhawks actually a playoff team or not? Are
No.
the Anaheim Ducks like going to stay in first? Or the Golden Knights going to be kind of mid? Like, I really have no idea. I know if Florida's fully healthy in the playoffs that they're the favorite, but other than that, you look around the league, I have no idea what to think of anyone. My favorite part about this season is the two kids being on top of the points race with Celebrini and Bedard. I think that's really good for the league. For those two number one picks who, especially Bedard, because he had 2 years, that they're looking good and they look like guys are going to put up points for a long time. And they're both Canadian. So, I mean, I think that's been a very strong positive this season.
Those two guys are making a convincing case to be part of the Olympic team because, like, we watched the Four Nations last year. Like, I know I can't get into the early roster projections.
Oh, yeah.
To me,
dude, is it the Commodos or just like it's every day? It seems like now.
To me, that's hypothetical. Like, that's really great that so and so on SportsCenter TSN has done an Olympic roster projection, but like you don't pick the team. The thing that I find so interesting is we just watched the Four Nations and that team was built really specifically, but like Olympic hockey is not the Four Nations. The ice is bigger. There will be absolutely no dropping of the gloves.
I think I heard that the ice they're going to play on, though, is not Olympic size ice.
Okay,
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. That
my point still stands.
Yeah, it's not as physical.
Have Brandon Hagel and Matthew Tkachuk dropping the gloves, and Sam Bennett and Brady like that. Will not happen.
No.
So guys like Celebrini and Bedard are much more appealing because it's like, oh, this is going to be like skill on skill hockey. There's not going to be. You're lucky to see someone finish a check in the Olympics. Like that's just not how the game is played.
Yeah.
On that level.
I just don't think the Canadians should deviate from what has made them successful over the past 15 years in international hockey. Like they won in 2002, then they went to 2006. They were awful. They had like a really skilled team. And then after that, they kind of made the commitment that they're going to find some different players who play like some different roles who are still very good players just to like mix it up and give lines different looks. And they've done that since 2010. And not saying the guys who were on the third and fourth line were scrubs on those teams, man. Like they get Ryan Getzlav on like the fourth line. Like these teams were stacked, but those teams were built in kind of specific way and played sort of a specific way. So I don't know if you wanted to start loading your team with a bunch of dudes who all they do is kind of take the puck and go end to end. Like you already have McDavid do that. You already have McKinnon. McKinnon looks like the best player in the world right now. The guy looks ridiculous.
Yes.
So, I mean, am I the biggest Anthony Cirelli fan? No. Like, did Travis Konechny need to be on that team? No. Does Brandon Hagel need to be on that team? I don't know. Yeah. But so yeah, you can shift guys in and out, but I will defend the Canadian if they decide to kind of go with what they've been going with in terms of just having guys playing different roles. You can't talk shit about it because it's worked for them.
No, it's true. It's a good point.
Find guys who can skate. How about that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
For the love of God. What a nice break that'll be, watching a team that can skate and pass the puck. I'm not going to want it to end.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So we'll see.
All right, buddy. We're going to get out of here. Leafs got Columbus on Thursday and the Habs on Saturday. We'll be back on our usual Sunday morning time slot. We'll see what happens. I think, you and I are just glowing about Jacob Quillan and Troy Stecher. We're going to see a lot more of those guys over the next 2 games.
We were glowing's a little aggressive.
I was glowing.
I just want to try to find some positives here. I don't really.
Dude, I'm glowing. I had this epiphany watching the game where I'm like, Nick Robertson is so important to this team. Like, that guy is a vital piece to this team because he is one of the only guys who can move his feet. And he doesn't always make something happen out there, but you notice him because he doesn't look like he's skating in mud like half these other guys.
Yeah. That's
Oh
true.
my God. Brad Treliving, dude. Like, this is not good. It's not good.
And that's what he looked like at his press conference. He kind of looked like he was just kind of like he thought he knew what he had to do and just it's really not worked.
No.
It's really not
it
worked.
hasn't.
I mean, they've
Yes.
scored goals still, but like this is a bigger physical team. Like if they were actually physical and were like punishing dudes and like getting into the rough stuff, I would be fine with it if they were a little bit slower. But they're slower and they're not an ounce tougher than they were last year.
Dude,
They're
I thought
equally as soft as they were last year.
The writing was on the wall in like the second to last preseason game against the Detroit Red Wings where they gave up like 50 shots.
Yeah.
And it was like that the writing was on the wall then. And we all went, oh, it's preseason. They're not into it, whatever. It's like, no, that's what this team was.
Yeah.
Their inability to move the puck. Oh my, how many times can they just not get it back, first of all? And then if by some miracle they do, they cannot move it through the neutral zone. They cannot get it in quickly. It is like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's a slog.
It's an
slog out
awful
there, man.
watch, man. It's an awful, awful watch. Awful.
Yeah, it really is.
Ugh.
But
Anyways,
count on me to come on here and try and find some positives because there's only so many like doomsday conversations I have in me in November, and or like let's wait for the calendar to turn to 2026 maybe. Like I can't go doomsday every week, so I'm gonna I started making Addison Barger comparisons because that's how on the bright side I am right now. Because
you're maybe Jacob Quillan can be Addison Barger for this Leafs team.
Because what I really want to say is like the season's over. Honestly, they're better off just like being hurt all year, so they kind of have an excuse of why they weren't great, and then they could sell off like I don't know a guy who might be worth something like that. I could just do that, but then what's the point of doing this podcast? I'm gonna live it game to game with Jacob Quillan and Dakota Mermis.
And Troy Stecher.
Troy Stecher.
Not good enough to play for the Edmonton Oilers, but looks like fucking Bobby Orr when he gets out there skating amongst Simone Benoit.
Yeah, Benoit. Oh,
dude, Simone Benoit.
Year.
Holy
Again, another guy who's just
Christ.
over his skis, man. Just completely over his skis, this guy.
Holy Christ.
You watch that kid who plays for the Islanders, Schaefer? Like, oh my God.
I know.
I would trade like Austin Matthews or Nylander 1-for-1 for that kid. I'm not just they wouldn't even take it. But
no, the Islanders would.
No, the
Islanders. If you phone them, they would hang up the phone.
Yeah, they'd be like, "No, I don't think so." Yeah. But I watch that kid play, and I get very jealous because that's what they've never had, and they aren't getting, and it's so important, man, to have that guy back. That kid is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And they're not even close to getting that. I don't know how they get that, but God, I wish they had a guy like that.
Ironically, they're playing the Habs on Saturday. Since he showed up in the league, you've been on the Lane Hudson train.
Yeah, the kid's unreal. Like, it's just there's this new wave of defense. Like Cale Makar kind of led the charge with it. It's just like I like a couple dudes they have, but they just don't have a guy like that, and they really don't.
Yep.
God, I would love that kid in a Leaf uniform. He's so good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a slog.
Yeah.
But we're not going anywhere. We're gonna slog through it with the rest of you. I feel like I'm saying it every week. By the way, a few weeks ago, we got to get out of here, but I just need to hit on this. A few weeks ago, we did a special presentation of the Talkin' Buds Blue Jays show to talk about the end of the World Series. We are still getting comments on that video from Dodger fans freaking out about how I said I thought the Jays were the better team. I have never seen a fan base in all of sports as deranged and angry. You guys just won back-to-back World Series. You have what many people consider the dynasty of the league, and it's just angry comment after angry comment after angry comment. What are you so insecure for? I don't understand it. It is like every time I open up YouTube, there's like 50 comments and they're all Dodgers fans. Well, the better team lost. Well, it's like, my God, you guys won. Go enjoy. Go revel in your victory. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand Dodger fans. I don't know a Dodger fan. I don't even know what their fan base is. Like, stop crying. You won, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yes. It's crazy.
You won.
Crazy.
Oh, I saw a highlight of that Bo Bichette home run in Game 7 today, and I'm like, oh my God. What a blown opportunity. Oh,
I know.
Crap.
I know. I don't like thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't want to relive it again. Sorry.
Especially knowing what laid ahead of us in the coming weeks with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah. Talking about Jacob Quillan.
Yeah, especially like a month later, we're sitting here pleading for more Jacob Quillan.
Yeah, let's go to the Marlies roster and just start calling everybody out. Let's see what.
Seriously,
let's roster an AHL team here. Why not,
dude? Why not?
Let's go 2015.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to Marley practice, and I want to do everyone at the red line, and I want to watch you skate to the other end of the ice and back, and
just
if
have
you're
a
fast,
race.
Yeah, I want to have a race, and everyone who's fast, the first 5 guys, you're in. Let's go.
Yeah,
like do it.
Yeah, I would have them go end to end without the puck, and then I put a puck in their hand and do the same thing.
Yes.
See what happens. Look at this.
Yeah,
Logan Shaw. Who's this? I should know these Marley players, but I don't. Logan Shaw, 6'4", 213 pounds. He probably can't skate.
No.
These guys. None of these guys sound very promising, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I think that's why they called up Quillan, because he can move.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely the priority.
Yes. All right. We're trying to get out of here for 10 minutes, and now we are actually going to get out of here. As I said earlier, Ryan and I will be back on Sunday morning. So if you'd like to join us for that, hit the like and subscribe button below. If you're listening to the audio version, like, subscribe, review. It helps us out a lot.
Spread the word. Tell your friends.
We really appreciate it. We will see you guys on Sunday morning.